Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. Now, I'm sorry there was no podcast released last week. I kind of just packed up and went away for a couple of days. It was really nice. Here in Australia, we had a public holiday, so we had a long weekend, and we don't often get like 4 a year. So I packed up and left. I've also been dealing with some mental health issues at the moment, just with everything still going on in the world. And here in Australia, it's kind of really hard to see where the end of the line's going to be. So just due to COVID and stuff. So yeah, I took a week off. I was still watching sports, still loving that. I just couldn't mentally put my head into doing a podcast episode. So now I'm here. And I'm glad I'm here because we're down to the final four. So let's get into today's episode. The Suns sweep the Nuggets. Now this was one of the most incredible series I think I've ever watched. This whole entire postseason has been Devin Booker's coming out party. It definitely has. I've seen so many comparisons to him and the late great Kobe Bryant. It's ridiculous, and also very apropos and very accurate. The way that he plays the game is exactly the way that Kobe Bryant played the game. And the fact that they were mentees and mentors, and they were really close, and you could really tell the same. You could really tell that they were really close. Stephen A. Smith on his Stephen A's World put a comparison up of the age 24 Kobe and the age 24 Booker, and the stats were almost identical. Kobe was a little bit better, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, he is who he said he was always. He is a superstar. Now, for this what broke later on that week was that CP3 is out due to COVID and due to COVID protocols. So he has had the vaccine, and he's just out due to health and safety protocols. He apparently tested negative, but he was around a close contact or something. I don't know. It could also be that he tested positive, but due to HIPAA laws, that's a big bummer. He's not expected back till probably game 3. That's when the earliest they're thinking about having him return to the floor. But the way Booker is playing, he can carry the team for the next couple of games. The Clippers beat the Jazz in 6. Now, congratulations to the Clippers. I'm not going to be a salty Lakers fan here and be like, oh my god, I'm just not going to be salty. The Clippers have done something that we couldn't do, and has something that they've never done before. And I'll be looking forward to seeing how this series goes. They're already down 1-0 to the Suns, but it'd be interesting to see how PG plays, considering that Kawhi has a possible torn ACL. That's the rumblings. Apparently he's not coming back for the series. From sources within the NBA, they're saying that he's not coming back for this series. So, the earliest he's going to come back is for the finals. And even that is a stretch. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how PG goes. Because they have to deal with Booker T Devin Booker. Oh my god, I called Devin Booker T. That just shows how much I love professional wrestling. Is that I equated a NBA superstar to a wrestler. Oh my god. I'm so... so it's Devin Booker, not Booker T. So, yeah, and DeAndre Ayton is playing out of his mind, so it'll be interesting to see how the Clippers all come together over that. Now, in the most interesting series, the Bucks beat the Nets in 7. The Bucks came back from 2-0 down to tie the series, then lose Game 5, then win the last 2. Kyrie went down with an ankle injury. Now, we don't exactly know what that is. KD put the team on his back and virtually won them Game 5, but couldn't hold off the Giannis and Chris Middleton duo who stepped up and who are becoming the little and the big that Milwaukee needed. I am not going to go as far to say as they're the favourites to win the title, but they're one of two to win the title now. I think the Bucks, and I think Giannis especially, maybe has gone over the whole he can't do it thing, which he can now, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. It was actually fun to see all the Brooklyn Net fans just cry, all like 5 of them. No, I shouldn't make that joke. I'm not a Knick fan. I shouldn't make that joke. The Brooklyn Nets have fans. It's easier for me to make the joke for the Clippers. But yeah. Yes, so yeah, the Hawks beat the 76ers in 7. Which was a shocker of the round. Ben Simmons is officially broken. What's up with Philly and breaking professional athletes? Like, they broke Carson Wentz and now they've broken Ben Simmons. It must be just their water or their atmosphere. I don't know exactly what it is, but Ben Simmons is broken. He needs to be rehabilitated and put back together in like a nice little package and then sent off. Yeah, that's something that needs to happen. It needs to happen like ASAP. Trae Young was amazing yet again. He's a superstar. He is an absolute superstar, and he's going to be fun to watch. It's so fun seeing all these young guys now step up. It's been sort of a while and a fun ride to see this playoffs. The young guys have really stepped up and really said, no, it's our time now, which is fun. It's fun to see. I like it when the league knows when its next stars are coming. It fits well with the whole, we need to rejuvenate the league and the young guys need to start stepping up, which they have. Trae Young, Devin Booker, they both stepped up. Even Luka during the first round. Yeah, he stepped up too. Donovan Mitchell has stepped up. A whole bunch of them have stepped up, and it's amazing just to see. Although Trae Young needs to do something with his hair. Every time I see his hair, his game is amazing. I look at his hair, and he is balding at an alarming rate for such a young guy. He needs to either lose it or just fix it somehow and not look like a troll doll. I know that we're not supposed to be image shaming, but yeah. Now let's getting on to some news. So Kemba Walker has been traded from the Boston Celtics to the Oklahoma City Thunder. That will be good for the Kemba because, as I saw on TikTok, the Oklahoma City Thunder are like a rehab for broken players to get their trade value up. I would actually trade Ben Simmons to Oklahoma, get his trade value up, then trade him out. That's what I'd do if I was the 76ers. But the Oklahoma City Thunder have got like 3 first-round picks of this upcoming draft, so it's going to be fun to see where they go from where they are. In other news, there are 7 NBA coaching jobs that are up for grabs. The Dallas Mavericks coaching job. Rick Carlisle steps down after 13 years. There was an explosive article that was written that Mark Cuban has employed like a shadow GM, and he was a former gambler. He was a former professional gambler to run his like analytics. And I'm not all about not having analytics in the sport, but I am about having professional gamblers in the sport. There's something off about that for me, and I don't exactly know why. It just doesn't sit well with me. Causing the GM to lose his job after 25 years of having it. He lost his job. And then Rick Carlisle stepped down. Apparently that was due to a rift and an altercation with Luka. So the Dallas Mavericks are there's quite a bit going on there. And I reckon there's a lot more than what's meeting the eye. And I would be interested to see whether Luka signs the extension. If Luka signs the extension, all is good. But if he doesn't, all is not good in the Dallas Mavericks land. And it's weird. So, Dallas definitely has a problem with their owners being more than their players. So if you think about it, Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban are more known than the actual players. Like, Luka is starting to become like that. Then whenever he starts to become like that, you see Mark in the news. And then when Dak is playing well, Jerry Jones has to step in and be the owner. So yeah, it's just very interesting. It's very interesting. I think maybe sometime in the off-season when there's a lull in news, I think I might go in and deep dive more into the dichotomy between owners and players, and whether it be a hands-on owner or hands-off owner, and just explore that. So yeah, let me know if you want to hear a little bit about that. Got the Washington Wizards coaching job, New Orleans Pelicans coaching job. Now, Stan Van Gundy did not get a fair shake. He was there for a year. Another guy that was there for like half a season, which is the Indiana Pacers. The Orlando Magic job is up. The Trailblazers job is up, which would be that's probably the best coaching job that you've got. The Trailblazers. It'd be the best coaching job because you can coach Damian Lillard. Like, that would be my favorite coaching job. Although you have to live in Portland, and Portland right now is an absolute mess. So wait till Portland gets under control, and then you can go coach there. And then we've got the Boston Celtics, of course, which I explained 2 weeks ago. That whole collapse of that organization and that mess that's going on there. And apparently Blake Griffin was going to sign there during his buyout phase. But then one of the players told him not to sign there, one of the fellow Celtics, because of the dysfunction within there. So yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting how players are telling other players not to sign places. Anyway, let's move on to the conference final predictions. So the Suns are already up 1-0 to the Clippers. I do have the Suns beating the Clippers in 7. I think it's going to be basically home court advantage the entire way. I don't see anyone beating the Suns in Phoenix. Like, I don't. I see that it's getting to a point where that Phoenix crowd really wants to see a championship, and they really want to see it badly. And then I have the Bucks beating the Hawks in 7 on the eastern side. So yeah, I just believe that the Hawks' fairy tale run is about to end, and the Bucks are definitely a better put together basketball team than the Hawks. The Hawks have done so well, but it's definitely the Bucks' turn. Definitely Giannis and Chris's turn. And that would be an amazing finals, the Suns versus Bucks. It would be literally the NBA's dream, having two small market teams face each other in the finals. That'd be amazing. So that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye!